Hello, everybody. Happy April 19th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on today's show, we have a local product here from CCSU. His name, Tyshaun James, the wide receiver. Tyshaun, thanks so much for being able to come on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Now, before we talk about your time with CCSU, I want to kind of go behind the scenes, go back a little bit to your time with Middletown. You were a top 20 All State quarterback, also a two-time All Conference pick during your time as a quarterback. Just talk about your high school career a little bit.
My high school career, I started off. I had sit for 2 years because I had a great player in front of me. My cousin Dario Highsmith, he won Gary Player of the Year, so I had to sit for 2 years. It's kind of hard because you used to be being at the top and stuff. So it really humbled me in that way with being quarterback. So I had to sit for 2 years, and then once I got to my junior year, I'm like, yeah, this is it's my time. I'm ready to go and stuff. Because honestly, I never played quarterback before, so it's I just wanted to have a good season. And my dad was like, the first thing you have to do is get the ball in your hands. You can't fumble the snap and stuff like that. So it was fun playing quarterback and things like that. My junior year, I ended up getting all conference my junior year for quarterback. And then I was bummed I didn't get all state. I thought I should have made it. So my senior year, I made sure that if when I played, I was going to succeed on getting all state. So I ended up getting all state at quarterback and defensive back. So that was just a plus add to it. And honestly, it was fun playing quarterback, but now I switched to wide receiver. So it's definitely a big learning curve in that position.
Was that something that you knew going into CCSU that you were going to be transferring from quarterback to wide receiver?
No. So going to Central, I was going in as a quarterback, and a lot of schools they recruited me as a defensive back and stuff. So I was looking to play defense at bigger schools and stuff. But Central felt right for me. It was a family feel and stuff like that. So they told me that I was going to play offense when I went there. So what happened was in camp my freshman year, a lot of receivers getting hurt, injured because it's camp, so guys get injured. So they asked me, was do you want to switch to receiver? And I was honestly, whatever gets me on the field fast enough, I want to play. It really doesn't matter to me. I'll play anything. So that's what happened. I switched to receiver, and ever since, it just stuck with me.
Now, your first year, your freshman year, one reception for 11 yards. But then from your sophomore to junior year, 20 receptions, 218, four touchdowns. And then your junior year, you exploded. 48 receptions, 978 yards, and nine touchdowns. And you're also the NEC Offensive Player of the Week. I have to ask you, what kind of helped you as far as what made you more comfortable from year in year out, playing the wide receiver position?
Just the little things working after practice with my teammates and coaches and stuff, and just doing stuff in my free time, studying the position, watching film and stuff like that, getting comfortable. Because at first, playing wide receiver, honestly, I wasn't comfortable at all in my own skin. I was I don't even think this is for me. Playing wide receiver, I couldn't track the ball. I always could be able to catch all right, but I couldn't track the ball. I wasn't really a jump ball guy and stuff like that. So I started watching film on guys like Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. My favorite receiver all time is Larry Fitzgerald and stuff like that. So just watching film on those guys and really practicing a routine, getting stuff down, it helped me take my game to the next level. Honestly, I feel I'm nowhere close to where I can be. I still have a lot to work on and stuff like that. I feel once I'm fully there and completed, I'll be way better than what I am right now.
Is there anything that you've taken from the guys that you've seen in the NFL, like Larry Fitz, Julio Jones? I'm just naming wide receivers, but is there anything that you've kind of taken from them and trying to implement that into your game?
Yeah, with Larry Fitzgerald, he doesn't really drop anything. He has more career tackles than he has career drops.
Drops nothing.
So with him, it's just catching the ball aspect with him, and being a man and being the teammates that your teammates need you to be. I feel he represents that. He's a great guy on and off the field, and that's what I want to grow into as a young man I am now. DeAndre Hopkins, he has one of the best release moves. I like his releases. That's why I try to model my releases after. And then DeAndre Hopkins, I feel he's just a dog. He's chill on the field, but when he gets it going, he gets it going. I feel no one could really cover him in the league. So that's where I want to be for Central in our league.
And I mean, you've been doing that from your freshman year on. You've made the incremental steps to now being one of the top wide receivers in the country. But to get to that, like we mentioned earlier, you switched from quarterback to wide receiver. Was there a point either in your freshman, sophomore, or as we saw in your junior year, where either in a practice in a game that you really felt like, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm confident, I feel like I have this wide receiver thing under me now?
Yeah, once my sophomore year when we played Duquesne in the championship game, we lost in the championship game. That's the game I had that was like my breakout game. I had 2 TDs for 98 yards. So after that game, I was like, hey, I think I could actually do this receiver stuff, and like it driven me more to like want to do better and stuff. So I started training really hard in the offseason and stuff, like working on certain stuff, like asking my coaches what I need to work on better, asking my DBs like what they see in my game that will help me become better and stuff like that. So after we played Duquesne in the championship game, we lost. I was like, yeah, I think this is where I'm made to be as a receiver, and I felt way more comfortable in my skin.
So it sounds like that game kind of gave you that confidence to where, okay,
Yeah.
you saw what you can do, especially in the lights of a championship game, and it gave you that drive to want to work to continue. As what we saw your junior year, you popped, you exploded.
Yeah, I done played in 3 championships already, and I feel like it's weird to say like, oh, my teammates and coaches look at me like I'm the old guy now, and it feels like I was just a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm trying to like bring the freshmen and other people along with me, the other receivers along with me, because honestly we have some talented young guys, and soon it's gonna be all theirs and stuff like that. So I feel like they're ready for it when the time comes. I feel like we have a good back end of receivers, and we have a good back end in every position. I feel we have a young team, so I feel like this year coming up, we have to take a lot of. It's going to take a lot of patience and stuff, but not having spring ball, I feel like that definitely affects it too.
No, I mean, the quarantine's going to hurt everybody as it has for a multitude of things. But those young players, as you've mentioned, a young team coming back, they're going to be looking at you, to kind of lead them to the promised land. My question to you is, are you more of a vocal leader, or are you kind of like Larry Fitz, who's quiet and lets his play do the talking?
Yeah, I'm just like a quiet guy. I just let the play do talk. I'm not really the type of guy to start yelling and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't mind when like people see me as like the guy that has to make the plays, because in late game situations, I'll say to my coach like, "Yo, hey, you could throw it my way." I'll tell like my quarterback Aaron like, "Hey, you could throw it my way. Like I want the ball. If it's 4th and 2, the game's on the line. I want the ball in my hands because I know I can make that play for us."
And that's something that a lot of players can say that they want, but when it comes time to actually having to, like you said, 4th and 2 in a big game, they kind of get scared. But it looks like you're not scared of that. You want the ball. You want that moment. You want the pressure on you.
Yeah, I've been put in a lot of late game situations, and honestly, I like it. I mean, I feel like it's when I'm put in that situation, I feel like it's just another down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you have to think, even though it's not another down, but you have to think like that. It doesn't really faze me as much, honestly.
And that kind of segues into a question I was just about to ask, and you kind of answered it. What is your mindset? Let's say there's 10 seconds left, 4th and goal, you know the ball is going to you, and it's on the 2-yard line. What is your mindset going into that play?
My mindset going into that play is just get to the line, relax, don't give off like any hints that the ball's coming my way, and just honestly do what I have to do best. I feel like when I'm going to get somebody, they're going to get my best.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not giving their best, then it's going to be a wrap from there. But I feel like personally with me one-on-one with anybody I go against, I feel like I'm going to have the upper hand just because that's what I train for. And that's how the other person feel too, honestly. But I feel like one-on-one, I feel like I have the upper hand on most of the guys that I go against, if not all the guys.
And that confidence that you've shown just from the tape that I've been able to watch, it shows. And, you're staying for your senior year. You decided not to declare for the NFL draft. What made you go into that decision of staying at school rather than declaring for the draft?
Honestly, I feel like I wasn't like fully ready for the NFL yet. I mean, if I had the chance to play, I definitely want to play, but I feel like my body type and like me getting ready and stuff like for the draft. I feel like I'll do that next year and stuff like that. Like with my parents' stuff, I mean, it comes out like people are like, oh, you go to the NFL, this and that. But I feel like that's not my main focus. I feel like I want to get my degree. I still have a chance to win another championship, so I want to do that. I feel like I'm still growing as a man first, and then as a football player. So I feel like once that's all said and done, I feel like then I'll be ready for the NFL.
That's a very humble way to look at it because a lot of times people kind of see the short game, but don't see it from a longer point of view. But it seems like, the way you were raised and just how, you talked about your parents, they brought you up in a way that there's a long game. It's in terms of the NFL or, a football game, it's four quarters. It's not just a half.
Yeah. So your body takes a lot of beating and stuff. I feel like I feel like I have like the NFL build. Like I gain weight. I was playing the season at 200 pounds. Now I'm at 215. So I feel like I have the NFL build and stuff like that. But I feel like there's just a lot more stuff that I could still learn and that go into my game that I could show my senior year, and then I'll be ready to go to the NFL and do whatever that takes to get there.
We've got a couple minutes left. I have one more question to ask you, and you just mentioned it, so I'll ask you it again. What kind of growth are you looking for with your senior year? Because it seems like the mental side is pretty top notch, but I'm sure physically, or maybe there's something with the route running that maybe you want to improve on. What is that you want to work on for your senior year?
Just like being the guy that my team can rely on and giving it 110 every play. I mean, I want to be looked at as like a leader to the people on the team, and in a big situation, I want to be looked at to get the ball in my hands, stuff like that. I still haven't broke that 1,000-yard mark. I definitely want to do that. I'm looking forward to the season. I want to get at least 10 receiving touchdowns and probably 6 or 7 wildcat touchdowns. I think I had 14 total, but I don't know how many rushing or receiving, but definitely want to get 1,000 receiving yards, and I want to finish off with an NEC championship. Like I came to Central, and when I was there, I told my dad, I want to be one of the best players to ever come through Central.
Hey, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You've put in the work. You're humble. The stats say it. I mean, I could very well see you doing that for your senior year, and hopefully when you accomplish that feat, you'll come back on the show and be able to say, hey, I accomplished it. I got 1,000 yards. I got 10-plus touchdowns, and I'm going to the draft.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
definitely
no problem.
will.
I have confidence in you, man. Seriously, I think you're putting in the work, and hopefully you can get the fruits of your labor and being able to get what you want at the end,
Most definitely.
Well, Tyshaun, I appreciate being able to come on. Hopefully you can come on again sometime in the near future.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. That'll wrap things up here on the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.